everyone. Welcome to From London with Love with me, Lin Clive on ALBUK TV. Today we are joined by Katy. Hello, Katy.
Hi, Lin. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing today?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Productive day?
It has. There are always productive days. Very busy.
So that's what we are going to talk about because, Katy, you are a fitness coach.
That's right.
And tell me more about how you started being a coach.
Okay, so it actually started in Australia because I lived in Australia for 7 years. So I was living in Bondi Beach, and everyone there is super fit, super healthy because I live very close to the beach. It's beautiful weather, and I got there and I wanted to lose a little bit of weight. I got into training and fitness, and I was like, wow, this is great. And I was actually in a relationship, and the person that I was seeing at the time, he ended it with me. So I was very, very upset. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn to fitness. So what I did is I got really into my training, trained hard. I decided I wanted to be a fitness instructor.
So it's a bit of empowering story. So from down to up, and you decided to was it your first time to try to work very hard on your fitness?
I've always really enjoyed training, and I've always gone to the gym, and I enjoyed it. But it wasn't until I went to Australia when I really got into it. And everyone was up early in the morning at the beach at 6 a.m. working out, and I just loved it, and I got involved in it, and I was like, right, I want to work in this industry now.
And have you done any courses, or how did you develop your skills?
So I've got a degree in psychology. Done a lot of work with youth. So even before I became a fitness coach, I was helping youth, with better diets and training. And then I did my group fitness certification in Australia, and then I became a group fitness coach. And then once I came back to England, I became a qualified personal trainer as well, and I'm a life coach too.
So tell me about the lockdown and how situations are now for people who used to do sessions face-to-face with you. So how is the situation now?
Right, well, I was actually working as a personal development coach in a prison prior to lockdown, and then I was working at the gym part-time. I actually was furloughed from the prison during lockdown, and in that time I did a lot of Instagram live workouts. And then I just decided once we were allowed, when the lockdown was lifted slightly, I started doing PT sessions in the park then. And I just found that people are really enjoying either doing outdoor fitness now, or they're actually really enjoying doing online as well. Yeah.
So the online, it's just because I haven't personally experienced it, how effective it is.
Oh, it's brilliant. Like, a lot of people think that, doing something online, it can't be that great. But I do one-to-one Zoom sessions with people. I've got a lot of clients. I've got quite a few ladies that have lost half a stone, and literally are feeling amazing. Their form's really good when they're performing exercises, because a lot of things are done over Zoom now. It's that's the way forward, and
the way forward for everything. We are now joined from home, so
that's it. And fitness is great online. I work as an online coach as well, so I have online clients. I provide them with workouts. And that's working really well as well. A lot of people are a little bit scared of going back to the gym just yet. Is it?
So the question which everyone asks, how can I be more healthy? So I feel like there's lots of confusion about it. People think if they only eat greenery and healthy all the time and work out all the time, but it's kind of like 2 weeks habits, and that's it. Like, people stops or for whatever reason. So what do you think about it?
Well, I think it's all about balance. People really, they get to a point and they're like, right, I need to start eating healthy. I need to go to the gym. I need to do this. And they want to do everything straight away. It's really hard to do that. You need to do it bit by bit. Find some sort of training that works for you. If you don't like going to the gym, work out outside, join a boot camp, start a new sport. And when it comes to healthy eating as well, that's quite difficult, because people go to extremes. Now, I always teach my clients, it's not about restricting yourself or following a set meal plan. It's about creating healthy habits. So learning healthy habits, it's a little bit at a time. So maybe if you don't eat vegetables, maybe start 2 days a week putting vegetables with your meals. You know, little changes like that, which
like
can
baby
really...
steps. You don't need to change your life overnight.
That's it. And people want it, and they want it straight away. It's about the baby steps and building up to it. Okay, making little changes in your lifestyle, because nobody likes a big drastic change straight away. You know, you need to be able to do it so you can manage it, and you can manage it long term as well.
So it's kind of, you build the habit, so you stick with it, so it become a lifestyle instead of doing it for a short period of time and giving up.
That's it. And you see people all the time doing these diets. They last maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, and they're like, right, I can't do this anymore. It's too difficult. So my approach is very much like, if you create these little habits, you know, different habits each week, changing things, maybe going for 2 walks a week, adding that to your daily routine, is about little changes that can have long-lasting effects rather than just changing it straight away and then quitting.
So what about walking? I know you are very keen in asking people to go for a walk.
Oh, I love walking. I walk every single day. I think it's so good for mental health. It's, you know, even people that don't get much exercise or don't exercise at all, for me, it's so effective. You know, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to go to the gym. It's a great way just to clear your mind, get out there, get those steps done. And, you know, I always listen to podcasts when I go on walks, you know, and it can be like motivational podcasts. And it really helps me feel good inside as well. Say if I've had a long day and I need to de-stress, I just think walking is very underestimated. People need to do it more.
Because there is also lots of talk about, like, walking, you wouldn't burn lots of calories because you are not doing lots of effort. So if you are walking in your own pace. So what do you think to that?
I think you can definitely burn calories walking. People underestimate how many calories you can burn walking, you know?
So.
There's a lot of people that don't go to the gym and they just sit at home and, you know, they've got busy lives and they don't do any exercise and they're like, yeah, I need to go to the gym. But, you know, even going for a walk first thing in the morning, it's great, you know, before you've had your breakfast or even during the day. And it's surprising how many calories you can actually burn through walking alone.
We hear a lot about diets. So very high protein something diet or low carbs diet or fasting diet. Tell me about these diets. What do you think to them?
Right. My personal opinion is on diets. There's so many of them. Some diets work for some people. Some diets don't work for people. But again, I'm just very much about creating a healthy lifestyle. You know, people will go on low carb diets and they'll be so moody. They'll really lack energy. They'll lack energy. So they're really, really moody. You know, if I don't have carbs, I get very moody. So you want to find a healthy eating routine or habit that you can sustain for a long period of time. So you see a lot of people doing these high protein diets, you know, low carbohydrate diets that do it at first and it might work, or the fasting ones, and it might work for, say, 2-3 months. But then as soon as they start eating normally again and not restricting themselves, you know, they go into the yo-yo dieting phase. So again, it's so important just to create little changes to your diet. You know, don't restrict yourself, but you know, I have chocolate every day. I love chocolate. I will never give it up. But I have dark chocolate instead, and I'll have a couple of pieces. So it's about not restricting yourself, having a little bit of what you like, but creating these healthier habits and choices.
So losing weight is one thing, but being healthy is another thing. For people who just want to be healthy in general, it's also the same steps, right?
That's it. Yeah, completely. You know, as long as you're eating your vegetables, getting enough protein, getting enough carbohydrates and good fats into your diet, then, you know, anyone can make these little steps. It is very daunting at first if you don't know much about nutrition. And obviously, before I became a coach, I didn't know much about it. But it's all about educating yourself. You know, there's so much information online. You know, there's so much good food out there as well. And it'll just definitely help you feel good inside as well.
Yeah. If you are healthy, if you're eating healthy, everything in you will change. But to be honest, we're talking about it. It sounds easy. Applying it is not that easy. So we are trying to tell more people about making little changes, baby steps, and yeah, it wouldn't happen overnight.
Totally, yeah. So little changes. If you're not training at the moment, set yourself a target of doing 2 walks a week, right? They can be 10 minutes, they can be 15, they can be 20-minute walks, whatever you can do. If you want to go back to the gym, maybe, you join a gym, and if you're struggling, then get a personal trainer that can show you how to do the exercises, make you a little bit more confident, or even join a class. So you're training with other people. It could be a women's only gym if you don't feel comfortable. So there's lots of different things that you can do. And when it comes to diet as well, adding more fruit into your diet, adding more vegetables into your diet. Again, 1 meal a day, think, right, I'm going to add 2 pieces of vegetables into my meal. These little changes that can make a very big difference.
There is quite obvious question, but I don't know. I will ask you anyway. For people who say we lose motivation if we are training at home, how can we get motivated? I think it's really important point, but also it's tricky.
Yeah.
So what do you think to it?
To be honest, it's very hard. And I know a lot of people that really struggle with motivation, especially during lockdown, because you see home as, the place where you relax. And, now we're telling people, right, you should be training in your living room at home. But I think find something that you enjoy doing. Like I know, I've got a lot of friends that really like doing body combat classes. So they just go onto YouTube, they find a class, and then they set up Zoom, and they actually have their friends doing it as well. So it's about, you can have your Zoom set up, you can have your cousins, your family, you could have your friends on this Zoom, and you could all start this workout together. So it's about, I think it's really hard, and it's been a very hard year for a lot of people. And people have really struggled, but I just think the more people exercise, the happier they're going to feel. When you exercise, you release endorphins that make you feel good. So it's about just doing 1 home workout a week. So try fitting that into your schedule, and you'll definitely see a difference.
Katy, you will be with the journey with me soon, probably. So we will,
Yeah.
I will see personally if that really will help or not. Like I will apply it on myself, and we'll talk about it maybe in the future in different occasion.
Yeah.
So about when to start. So I know you are keen about the topic of aging. Like there is no age to start looking after yourself and be fit. So tell me more about that.
Well, I'm 37 years old, and I got into fitness quite late.
25. So yeah, it's
yeah. I get a new every week. But yeah, there's no age limit, and the more you train, the happier you feel, the better you look, and you radiate it. So it doesn't matter if you're 35, you're 40, you're 45, you're 50. I train people in their mid 50s, even their 60s. And there's not an age where you start training. It can be any age. You can be at any stage of your life. You could have had your kids. You could be lacking self-confidence. I just think fitness is really underused. There's a lot of people with mental health problems at the moment and really struggling. Yeah. And I just think a little bit of activity, anything, getting yourself out walking, doing 1 fitness video, joining the gym and going to 1 class a week, it will just make the world of difference.
Do you think because it's not a quick fix, because people think like, yeah, I went out and it didn't, like I went for a walk, it didn't help me straight, so it's not a quick fix, so they give up? Or what's the reason you think people give up quickly? Or I'm sure like there are lots of science behind it, like going for like exercising or going out for a walk, it will help you and it will help your mental health. But why not? Why people are not doing it?
I think some people don't really find something that they enjoy. I think it's about finding something that you enjoy. Like I love roller skating, and I know I'm pretty old, but I've bought myself some roller skates, and I'm going to go out roller skating because for 1, it's exercise, and for 2, it's a little hobby of mine. So
find something fun.
Yeah, exactly. Find something fun that you enjoy. I don't know, a team sport or something like that. And, people will always make excuses. It's getting colder now. It's going to be, I don't want to be outside, because I do all my personal training sessions at the moment, either online or outdoors. I haven't gone back to the gym yet. So, you know, it is getting colder and there's going to be more and more excuses, but this is the best time to get into it. You know, we're getting towards Christmas. You know, a lot of people start feeling a little bit down about their weight over Christmas and this time of year because everyone's eating more and things like that. So there's always a perfect time to start, which is right now.
You did psychology.
Yeah.
How much did that help you in what you're doing now?
It helps so much because a lot of problems around motivation. So for me, working in psychology, it's been great because it's all about mindset, goal setting, and how you're feeling inside. So, you know, people really lack motivation. So it really helps me to try and talk to my clients and be like, what is it that you're struggling with? You know, what do you think you need? So I think mindset is everything when it comes to fitness. There's a quote that I really like. The body achieves what the mind believes. One of my favorite quotes of all time. So it's very much like what you believe up here is you can do. If you want to eat healthy, you can do it. If you want to get fitter, start training, it all starts up here.
One question I received, it's a bit weird, but it's talking about body posture. So people who are struggling with, for example, their body posture, like especially ladies, can you fix it through exercising or?
You can definitely fix it through exercising. Some people, it might be a little bit more extreme and they might need to seek medical help. There's a lot of people that sit at a desk all day that are so used to slouching. So it's all about, especially when you're performing certain exercises, say a deadlift or even a squat, you've got to have your posture and your form right to perform the exercises. So, you know, having a personal trainer or, you know, performing exercises at home, you know, you need to learn how to perform these exercises correctly. So one, you don't get injured, and two, it's working the right muscles. So exercise 100% helps with posture. But like I said, if it's a little bit more severe, if someone's experiencing really bad back pain or anything like that, they might need to see a physiotherapist.
Okay, so it just it will help, but not for a real health. Like if you have a real health issue, seek a professional, but it will definitely help with body posture, you think?
Definitely. Everyone will be different. So a personal trainer can always sort of tell. So if someone's really struggling or feeling a lot of pain in a certain area, I'd always advise my clients to go and get it checked out before, because I don't want to be giving them exercises that's going to put too much pressure on them as well. But, you know, I can gauge that as well by giving them little exercises to perform, and you know, we can help strengthen muscles as well. So exercise definitely helps with posture.
Another question which confuses people who want to exercise is, I want to build muscles, but I want to lose weight. So it's two stages, right? You cannot do both together, or what do you think?
Well, you know, a lot of people don't realize that the more muscle you have on your body, the more fat you burn. So I've worked with a lot of clients that are really scared of lifting weights because they think they're going to look like a man after 3 weeks lifting weights. Right, I lift weights 5-6 times a week, and I want to build muscle. Building muscle is very, very hard because you've got to be eating the right amount of protein. You've got to be, you know, really working on the strength, lifting heavier weights. And, you know, people get really misled by that because, you know, I do a lot of strength training with my women that I work with because, like I said, the more muscle you have on the body, the more fat you are burning. You know, even when you're not training, you know, you're constantly burning. I'm always hungry. I feel like my body is constantly churning and working because, you know, I've got a little bit more muscle now. So, yeah, definitely not correct. I think women need to do.
It takes time. How long it will take to be in shape for? Is that a question your clients ask you about? How long do I need to be?
It depends how much work you want to put in. You know, I do it gradually because you know it's an ongoing process for me. But you know, for clients, I've got some online coaching clients that I'm working with at the moment, and it's a three-month online coaching program. So they're sticking to a certain, you know, I've given them tips on foods to eat. I haven't given them food plans. I've given them options of what they could be eating, you know, making sure they're eating the right proteins, fats and carbs. And it just depends how much work you put in. You know, if you're eating healthy and you're training, you know, you can feel better within a week. You can feel better within 2 weeks. But, you know, fitness is just an ongoing journey. It's never ending. So you get to one goal, there's always another goal, there's always another goal, you know, and that's a fun thing about it. You know, there's always something to work for.
So, Katy, what are your future plans? Tell me more about what you're thinking, what you're planning. Is there anything we should look for on your social media coming soon?
Well, I'd love to set up more as an online coach. I want to go work in different countries. I've done some work in Australia. I've done a bit of work in Thailand. I'd love to travel more and do more fitness stuff as well. See more countries, see how other people train in different countries. Eventually, I'd love to open my own studio, my own gym. So yeah, there's lots of ideas. I want my own clothing range. You know, the list goes on and on.
And I wish you all the best in all of them. Thank you so much for being my guest today.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
I want you to finish the show with a last advice for our audience.
Last bit of advice is, I know it's very hard to find the motivation now, but it'll be the best thing that you've ever done. Get yourself out there, you know, little walks every day, making these small little changes to your life. And honestly, you will feel so much better for it.
Thank you so much. For my viewers, see you next week in a new episode with From London with Love with me, Lin. Thank you.